Hi and welcome to another quick Klemi tutorial. This one today is a quick survey of how you can migrate your existing hymns to the new and better hymn format in Klemi, which enables Klemi to know how hymns are structured or songs are structured into verses and choruses and so forth. So here I am on a demo site. I've got an existing hymn catalogue. I'm going to give you a demo of how to do it. So let's take this one here, A Debtor to Mercy Alone. If we edit this hymn, you'll see that what we have here is the typical old way of organising a hymn in Klemi. You've got a title, you've got a body, which is a big text field that you can see has got all the verses in it, and then you've got various fields down the bottom here, a reference and some notes and so forth. What Klemi is now able to do is break hymns down into sections, into verses and choruses and so forth, which then enables you both to specify when you actually sing it, how you want to sing it. I want to sing verse 1, 2 and 4 or something like that. But also, when you hook Klemi up with your presentation software, you're able, in a much more straightforward way, to divide the hymns into different slides so that they show a slide per verse and chorus. Okay, so in order to migrate to the new type of hymn section, let me just show you first of all what where we're trying to head. So if I press the toggle single text to sections button, I've now got rid of that text that was in the middle there, and it says here, text, this hymn has no section. So I'm now just looking at a different way at the same hymn. And you'll see that before I populate this, there are 4 bits that we need to attend to here. So I'm going to add some sections in a moment. Then those sections are going to need to be put into a sequence, and that's going to be appearing down here. Now watch this. If I were to start from 0, I would add a section like this. I'd start, writing my, the text of verse 1 here, and so on and so forth. I'd give it a section number. If it's a verse, it's number 1. If it's a chorus, it's neither of them. And then I'd go on. I'd make a second verse, and so on and so forth. I'm actually going to remove both of those because what I want to show you today is how I can move the entirety of our existing entry for this hymn into this new format. So I'm going to click this button, migrate single text to hymn sections. It's going to ask me, does this hymn have a chorus? If not, leave blank, otherwise put in the number of the section that has the chorus. Well, there's no chorus in this hymn, so I'm just going to leave it blank and press OK. And have a look what's happened. It's taken the text that I had before, it's made some assumptions that where there's a couple of line breaks, that's the difference between one verse and the next, and it's divided this hymn up into one verse, another verse, and another verse. It's given them each a number, and it's given them each a type. That could be chorus, it could be bridge, but in this case it's very straightforward. The hymn just has 3 verses. If I scroll further down, it's given me some sections to choose from. The sections to choose from here are always the same as the sections that appear up there, and then an actual sequence of those sections. Now in this instance that may feel superfluous. Obviously when a hymn just has 4 verses, those 4 verses are sung verse 1, verse 2, verse 3, verse 4. Later on when we have choruses and things like that, obviously it'll change. You might sing verse 1, then a chorus, verse 2, then a chorus, verse 3, then a chorus, and so forth. But for the moment, we're just going to leave it exactly as it is. The references are still the same as before, and I'm going to save this. Now, this looks pretty similar to what it looked before, but you'll notice in the display here, it's got a little kind of bracketed verse 1, verse 2, and verse 3. That tells us that now Klemi, for this particular hymn, understands the structure of it and is able to manage and manage that intelligently. Now, that's not really particularly revolutionary, what I've just done there, and it may be hard to see why that's of such benefit. But if I just go back and we go to a different song, let's go for All Glory Be to Christ Our King. Okay, this is a cracking song, by the way. It goes to the tune of Auld Lang Syne, and it's a great thing to sing at New Year, but with some edifying words. Should nothing of our efforts stand, no legacy survive, all glory be to Christ. Anyway, you can see that I've got the text here, and actually it's not in great shape. Somehow it's all bolded up, and there's a gap at the beginning, and there are bits in italic. The main point about this one, though, is it has a chorus. You get 2 verses, and then a chorus, and 2 verses, and then a chorus. So that's a lot more tricky to programmatically transfer and convert. But I'm going to have a go. I'm going to toggle the single section from the single sections to sections, and then I'm going to click Migrate Single Text to Hymn Sections. It's going to ask me, does this hymn have a chorus? Yeah, it does. And the chorus actually came in that 3rd block. So I'm going to put a number 3 in here. Okay. Let's have a go. Yeah, that's verse 1. That's great. That's verse 2. That's great. There's the chorus. And that's marked as the chorus, not a section number, of course, because chorus is just one of them. That's verse 3. That's verse 4. Now, we've got another chorus here, and it's marked as verse 5. We don't need that. Let's get rid of it. I only want to mention each section once. In the section order, I can always say, oh, I want to sing that multiple times, but I only ever have one copy of it. Yeah, verse 6, verse 7, and there's another chorus in there. I'm going to get rid of that. Okay, so, and then I've got a copyright note here. I'll just drop that into the notes here and get rid of this alleged verse 9. Okay, so this is what I want to be aiming at. I've got 9 verses, or what is it, 7 verses, and a chorus in the text sections. No repeats there. Now, let's just quickly pop through, make sure my verses are right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. That's not right. 5 and 6. Okay, now if I come down here, you'll see that I've got these sections to choose from, and this is the default order that I'm going to sing them in. Verse 1, verse 2, chorus, verse 3, verse 4, verse 6, verse 7. Well, there is no such thing as a verse 7, so I'll get rid of that. But there is a verse 5, and that hasn't been mentioned, so let's pull that in here. And let's pull another chorus in, because the way that they sing this is they sing 2 verses and then a chorus each time, and then let's put chorus at the end. So do you see what I've done there? I've specified the content of each section, and then in this sequence of sections I've specified in what order we sing them. That way I don't have to type out the chorus multiple times. I just type it out once, but I say it gets repeated, and it gets repeated in that order. Finally, if I'm happy with that, verse 1, 2, chorus, 3, 4, chorus, 5, 6, chorus, then I can say, great, let's update it. Let's check this. Verse 1 and 2, chorus, verse 3 and 4, chorus, verse 5 and 6, chorus. Brilliant. That's exactly how we want it. Now, I'm not going to demo this right now, but this means now that if you were to drop this particular hymn into a service and then click the presentation button, it would spit out in exactly that order 9 screens, 9 slides, with verse 1, then verse 2, then chorus, then verse 3, verse 4, and then chorus, and there's verse 5, and then verse 6, and then chorus. And each time, in the top left corner, it'll tell you how you're getting on in the song as well, how far you are through it. So that's a significant improvement. Good. I hope that's been helpful and that you've learned something about how to update your hymn and song catalogue in Klemi.